Okay, here's a vacuum boom problem. We're going to use vectors to solve it with the help of our engineer who's going to give us the calculations. But basically, this is a post. This is a boom or an arm that sticks out from a pivot. And by pulling on the cable and shortening or lengthening it, it changes the angle. Okay, and that's how you can raise or lower an object. Okay, it's not using a winch right here, it's using this, and you can help move it and position it and raise it. Thing is, it's at each one of these spots, the cable, if I've raised this boom up to 30 degrees, the cable has a different load on it than it does if it's, say, down here or down here or here. And so our goal is to figure out how big that cable needs to be safe from 165 degree up to 15 degrees on that boom. Okay, well, we know a few things. We know that there's a distance between the pivot horizontally to the load, and that's an important part of the equation. And we know the distance from the pivot perpendicular to the cable. That's part of it. And then we can use these equations right here that our engineer gave us to solve this problem. So we need to go through each and every degree and find that horizontal distance and perpendicular distance. There it is on 15. Here it is on 30. So I'm going to show you how to do it for the next one, which is 60. And it's the same process all the way through. So the first thing I'll do is I'll make a copy of this. So I right click, move or copy, left click, and I'll make a copy of my 30. Make a copy, move to end. There it is. And of course, I have to rename it as 60 degree. There we go. Okay, now I can go into my model space and I can take, and I did the wrong one, but that's okay. So I can take, sorry about that. I'm not in model space, I'm in my paper space. I can move this over to the 60. So there's my D1 distance. This one I don't get to keep because I need to say an aligned dimension from my endpoint or my center perpendicular to this. Perpendicular to my cable. So perpendicular to my cable. There it is right there. Let me do that one again for you. It's an aligned dimension through my pivot point and perpendicular to, shift right click, perpendicular to my cable. And then put it somewhere where you can see it. I'm going to double click on that and I'm going to arrow back to the beginning, type D2, enter. Okay, there we go. So that's for 60 degrees, D1, D2. And you'll go on and continue that for all of these. You'll do 90, 120, 150, 165, of course starting with 15, 30, 60, all the way through. So by the end you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 layouts with particular dimensions on each one. Okay, so that's how you're going to go ahead and get those, and then we'll put them into a spreadsheet and figure out our cable size.